big season for cozy, cuddly knits so far, but Alexander Wang took knitwear to a new sculptural plateau with his latest collection for Balenciaga. You started your career with knitwear, and this collection seemed to me at the time you really put your thumbprint on Balenciaga.
Yeah, I was just, as we started the collection, thinking about all the research that I'd done, I was like, wow, there's really an absence of knitwear in the vocabulary of the house. What a great starting point to kind of start with that. Almost every look has an element of knitwear.
He seemed to really have a strong point of view that incorporated his own personal aesthetic with the silhouette that the house is famous for.
I could see the Cristobal shapes and the sort of sack backs and the cocoonish shapes. And then, there's a Balenciaga pant, that very, very skinny leg, which isn't necessarily Cristobal, that's Nicholas, but it looked great.
The craftsmanship was so impressive. The leather that was combined with the knit and those dresses.
I think he's doing a very respectful job updating the DNA shape of the brand. It's merging the two aesthetic in one, because the stiffness of the Balenciaga back then is kind of like the stiffness of the Wang nowadays.
The favourite things for me was the sweater attached to the draping of what you perceive as Balenciaga of the past, but then it was sort of modernised with that texture of knit along the top and then encrusted, so you had this satin with the knit and then the beading.
I wanted this idea of half kind of almost falling off the body in transition, but then still having a very kind of sculptural tailored aspect to it. So some of them even almost have they're constructed almost like a blazer inside, but then they still feel like a sweater. And working with the latex, it's a very specific, material, and you have to really kind of heat it to the right temperature and almost massaging it into the cable. It was actually quite artisanal in that fact.
Gives you the sort of couture hand that you associate with Balenciaga, but the urbanicity that you always associate with Alexander Wang. That's what I think has sort of worked in a way that makes it more him than anyone else.